Amanda Trevino, and I'm giving my informative speech on Switzerland. The point of the assignment was to give a presentation and a formal speech to Americans conducting business in a foreign country, and mine was Switzerland. My audience member is David Jolly.
Hi.
And here we go. So when you think of Switzerland, what do you think of? Do you think the Swiss Alps, skiing, or delectable chocolates? Well, that's not the only thing. Switzerland's also named to be a very lucrative economic industry in pharmaceuticals, metals, chemicals, and electronics. With the growing economy, it is very important to keep a professional relationship with this country. At the end of this presentation, you will not know the history of Switzerland, but at least know how to conduct business. The industrialized trade is growing. Their economy does lack in agriculture, though. Switzerland is one of the world's most richest and most investment-friendly countries. Switzerland has a long tradition of openness to the world, but their jealousy and independence on their policy of neutrality kind of keeps them guarded. While on business in Switzerland, you do need to know that there are 4 languages that they speak there in different regions. German is roughly spoken in the east, north and central part. French is spoken in the west. Italian is spoken in most south cantons, states, and Romanish is spoken in the east. There's a total of 26 cantons or states in Switzerland. It is important to know your region, to know not only what language to speak or what primary language they speak, but also for climate reasons. In the north, the climate's moderate, winters are cold and summers are warm. And in eastern parts, temperatures can drop in the mountainous areas, so it's also important to know how to dress accordingly. The people's mentality is basic Western European, based on freedom, liberalism, pluralism, tolerance, and secularization, which is straying from religious based values, kind of deal. So they're kind of reforming their views. So when you're out on business trips, which we often do go on business trips and business meetings, it is important to know that it is to show up 15 to 20 minutes early. It is very rude to show up late. That will be very frowned upon to do that. Also, when you're dining, it is very important that you eat all your food. It is actually insulting to leave food, so there is no such thing as leftovers there. You're supposed to use utensils at all times while eating, except for breaking bread. And you're supposed to use a fork when you're cutting potatoes or soft foods. Women, especially, it is very rude for you to actually ask to pay or offer to pay for a man's food. Let me see. And during conversations, just general topics, the Swiss are very conservative, so it's very important not to talk about personal conversations, or not to have personal conversations. And it's also things to avoid talking about as the Swiss neutrality. The Swiss's roles in the world wars, in both of them, and the Swiss military, it's not good to talk about that too much, or women's voting rights. Of course, during meetings, it's very important to dress professional at all times, it's also a grave offense to, oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, stop. Let me see, down to my conclusion after conversations, okay, so not, to avoid private conversations, avoid interrupting, it's very rude to do that, and let's see. And my conclusion, what I talked about is how to better keep better professional mannerisms in a different country. It is very important to actually look up your country before, or know the language and just the basic knowledge of a different country when you're traveling there. It's very respectful to take that time out to do so. Knowing the country's cultures and mannerisms portrays great respect and integrity. And just remember that you don't only represent yourself, but you represent our company and our country. Thank you.